Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, today we are going to talk about the NBA trade deadline. We've been doing WNBA for a few days. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the NBA. And we just had a weird trade deadline, so I just want to go over four teams and kind of discuss what their future looks like because of these trades. So I'm going to talk about the two teams first that I kind of have a more negative outlook on, because I just want to get the bad stuff out the way. I don't like talking about bad stuff. I'm not a fan of it. I like positivity. I like sunshine, rainbows. Not a fan of just sad stuff. Upsetting stuff. And for these two teams, they are two of my favorite teams. So it's a lot of sad stuff. I'll start with the Memphis Grizzlies. I wanted to talk about them. They're not a very exciting team that you talk about during this trade deadline because nothing really. They made trades, but it was more to kind of continue out what you figured out was what was going to happen. And I wanted to talk about them because I made a video when John Morant came back from his suspension, and to talk about the positive outlook I had on them, and then he got hurt, and then everyone got hurt, and they were rolling out guys that I have never seen before. Then you have Scottie Pippen Jr. being your starting point guard, which is cool. It's just like they signed Rodney Hood to their G League. I haven't heard Rodney Hood's name in like 2 or 3 years. So it's like they are in a state of we have nothing left and we are just trying to put guys out there. And their trade deadline was a lot of just giving up players and getting as much assets as they could. So you had the Xavier Tillman trade, which was pretty early. That one was, they got Lamar Stevens from Boston, 2027 second round pick via the Hawks, and a 2030 second round pick via the Mavericks. I actually didn't realize Lamar Stevens was in this trade till later, but they got Lamar Stevens, so that's a body to put on the floor. And then you have 2 second round picks, Xavier Tillman. He's an expiring contract. You wanted to get some value out of him, so there you go. I think it's just what you do. I think it makes sense. And then they got Yuta Watanabe in the Phoenix Suns Brooklyn trade to get Royce O'Neal and David Roddy. Phoenix got Royce O'Neal, David Roddy. Memphis got a pick swap, Yuta Watanabe and Chimezie Metu. And then the Brooklyn Nets got Keita Bates-Diop and Jordan Goodwin. So it was just more clearing house, getting a better pick than what they had. Stuff like that. And this just signifies, they're tanking, right? So what do these moves mean? Because we were seeing trades go out even before this. And then you have Marcus Smart, who's been on the trade block, and he'll probably get traded in the offseason. And I think right now they are probably going to have a pretty good draft pick, but there's no names that kind of scream what you need. So, one, they're clearing out as much money as they possibly can. And two, they're just hitting a mini reset to just step back as much assets as you had while you're bad. And kind of retool around Ja, around Desmond Bane, around Jaren, because they are the 3 guys that you have to have in your future. They are locked in. You got a lot of money on them, so you got to make this work as soon as possible. So this is like code red. We are sending out what we got, and we're getting as many assets as we can in. And right now it's not much, because you didn't have much to trade, because everyone's either hurt or kind of locked in, and it's just like, it just is what it is. So you're hoping that in the offseason you can maybe sign some solid players around your core 3. And I'm not really saying get a star, but get not necessarily 3, but get people around you that will make the support better. Get some big man center help. You need a good center, because you trade away Steven Adams. He was another move, a flexibility move. You have Brandon Clark coming back, so maybe he's your guy. But it's like stuff you got to figure out because these are holes you now have, and it'll be interesting to see what they do in the off season. And I'm very interested to see what direction they take because you have to be somewhat aggressive. You only have so many years till this big time money starts kicking in from Ja, Dez, and Jaren's contracts, and it's going to be really hard to get movement on that. So I think you have to be aggressive, right? There has to be some level of aggression going on. So that's what was kind of seen from the Grizzlies. Next, we have the Philadelphia 76ers, and you're like, oh, they got Buddy Hield, and they did get Buddy Hield. And I was very, very excited about this Buddy Hield trade when it first happened because I'm like, this is a good deal. This is like when Joel comes back, we're gonna be like having one of the best shooters we've had ever. Like this is like Seth Curry was one of the best shooters we've had. JJ Redick, and now right up there, Buddy Hield. I'm like, this is fantastic, and you only gave away Marcus Morris, Furkan Korkmaz, and 3 second-round picks. I'm giving that for Buddy 10 out of 10 times. That's fine. And then the head scratchers started happening. You trade away Patrick Beverley, and you get Cameron Payne in a second-round pick. I feel like Daryl was just trying to, he traded away 3 second-round picks, and he missed them bad, so he tried to get as many more as he could. And I was so discouraged because Patrick Beverley was so good for our team. How he was just, having a coach that could actually give you some decent backup minutes and could play defensively well and was so good for the young guys, so good for Tyrese Maxey, and you trade him away for an average point guard. Cam Payne is fine. He had a really good season in 2021 and then kind of went back to not being talked about again. And it's like, okay. It's like, and then you get a second round pick, and it's like, I don't see what the thinking and the move was. It didn't make any sense. It was just a trade just to do it. It didn't make any sense to me. And then you sign Kyle Lowry, and I guess they were just set on bringing him to Philly so bad, which was weird. It's like, I don't know why, this is the guy you're fixated on. When it just, I think Patrick Beverley was probably a better fit, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I'll be wrong. Maybe I will. And then, at almost a buzzer beater, which made me very upset. It was Jaden Springer just for a second round pick to Boston. What are you doing? What's the thinking here that you're trading away probably one of your only young assets you have for nothing? It's like when he was being put in the trade machine, it was to make him the sweetener in a deal to get some guys that'll really help right now. And I'm like, that would suck, but it's like, you gotta do what you gotta do. This is just giving up for nothing. It's just saying take him because we don't want to have to pay him in a year and a half. Which is like, that can't be your reasoning to send him to an Eastern Conference contender who beats you up every time you face them in the playoffs. And you know he's going to turn out good. You know they're going to make you look stupid again. It's Isaiah Joe once again. And I just don't understand the thinking that Daryl Morey has. But when he wants something his way, he does not give a single care to what anyone else thinks. And it's the most frustrating thing ever in terms of sports. It's like, there's no thinking going on. There's no, a second round pick is enough to convince you to throw away one of your best young assets. If Ricky Council didn't snap off last night and did what he did, I'd be like, we have no, other than Tyrese Maxey, which is given, we got nothing. There's nothing else. And it's still, it's mind-boggling to me. I don't understand it. this is just me blowing off steam because I don't know what to make of it anymore. I don't. It's entirely too much to have this continue to happen over and over and over again, and just not get better. It's like it's just the same stuff. It's the same stuff, and I don't understand it at all. Let's go over to the positives. First, I want to talk about the obvious positive, which is the New York Knicks, which everyone was talking about. So they already got the OG Anunoby trade, which was sending RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and a few second-round picks for OG Anunoby, Malachi Flynn, and Precious Achiuwa. And then they make a trade on the trade deadline, and they send away. So first of all, before I say who got traded, what got traded, first it was the notification was Quentin Grimes got traded for Alec Burks, and you're like, whoa, why would the Knicks do that? That's what you want to get for Quentin Grimes. That's what we're doing. But then the rest of the trade came out, and it was like, oh, this is a lot better. So the Knicks get Bojan Bogdanovic, Alec Burks, and they give away Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, Ryan Arcidiacono, Nova legend, and 2 second-round picks. And it's like, wow, this is a fantastic trade for the Knicks. Now, I'm not like as blown away as everyone else was, that saying like this is like fortifying them as like one of the top contenders. I think they're a contender. I think they have a shot. But this wasn't like saying, oh, the Knicks, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I think they're going to be very good, and this was an extremely good trade. Bojan is going to get you scoring. He's going to add scoring. He's going to be great off the bench. I'm assuming they have him off the bench. Alec Burks gets you good guard play, okay guard play off the bench. And it's just like you're fortifying your lineup as very deep. The Knicks are very deep, already adding OG Anunoby. And it's like you give away Evan Fournier, who wasn't playing, who was just an expiring contract. Quentin Grimes wanted to leave, he wasn't playing. Malachi Flynn, you're not too sad about letting him go. And it's just like I think basketball in general likes to see the Knicks being aggressive and making moves to compete. I think with how good Jalen Brunson has been, I think this was the time to strike. And I think it's good that they made a move like this, not giving up too much. They still have a bunch of first-round picks, which is crazy. They haven't really spent one. They haven't at all. And it's like, so next year they can make an even bigger move if it doesn't work out here. So it's like the Knicks are in a really good spot. And I'm very impressed with what they're doing. So we'll see what this means for this year, but they're not a team you want to play when it comes to playoff time. That is for darn sure. And the other team I really, really liked, almost better than the Knicks, was the Dallas Mavericks. I loved what they did. I really did. So first, it was, I think, the Daniel Gafford trade, I feel like happened first, but I guess not. I guess it happened last. I guess I'm just remembering it correctly. But I want to talk about that one first. They trade away a first-round pick for a contending team. It's like, okay. And then Richaun Holmes for Daniel Gafford. So Richaun Holmes was just making the money match. And then a first-round pick. Daniel Gafford is a really good center, really underrated name. And we saw what happened when Russ had him in Washington. And he looked so good. And now that they already played the first game, you have him with Luka. Luka's throwing up lobs. He's having the time of his life, man. They needed a center for so long. It was Dwight Powell, and that was all they had. And they tried JaVale McGee, and they tried all these things. And it was just the same thing every single year. And then this year, they draft Derek Lively, who's been really good. And now they bring in Daniel Gafford, and it's like, man, I think they figured it out. And I think they could be really scary. Especially because they also did another move, bringing in P.J. Washington for Grant Williams, who there was actually some turmoil there, it seems. And they kind of wanted to get rid of him because it just wasn't working out. Seth Curry, who was showing his age a little bit, so he wasn't the same impact that he had last time he was on the Mavericks, and then a first-round pick. I think that's fine compensation when you're giving up to get PJ Washington. Really good young player. I think he dropped 40 the other night for Charlotte. And he's also catching lobs and stuff from Luka. So it's like, this is what you need. Big athletic guys to complement Luka around him, which he hasn't really had. And you already have Kyrie Irving. And this is kind of like the best team I think Luka's had around him. And it gives him the best shot to win. And I don't know if it's going to be this year because the West is crazy. But, like, these are the moves you make to make yourself competitive. And it's very impressive. And I'm very intrigued to see how the Mavericks do. I'm intrigued to watch them because it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So that's the 4 teams I want to talk about. Let me know who you thought were the biggest winners and losers. Let me know what you wish would have happened, who you're surprised didn't get traded or did get traded. One thing that shocked me, like, the Warriors barely did anything. You thought Wiggins was surely gone. Nope. You heard the Klay Thompson stuff. Nope. And they just run it back. And Steph Curry's doing Steph Curry stuff, but it's just not going to be enough, man. I don't know. I don't get it. Lakers also didn't do anything, which is like when you have LeBron age 39, and it's like you don't do anything, and you just want to wait till the offseason? I guess. I don't know. Alright, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Let's get the subscriber count up. If you're watching this, and you're not subscribed, and you made it this far, can you just hit the subscribe button? I would appreciate it. I appreciate you. Alright, thank you. See ya. I'm out.